Okay, I'm so happy that Nikki talked about goals because my first, well, at least for the next 5 to 7 minutes, my most immediate goal is going to be to not cry. I know, how can you cry? Because I'm going to be introducing Chris and he's going to be talking about products, but I promise you, I can make you cry too, and I won't do it. For those of you that know me, my name is Dawn Marie Johnson, and I am a double diamond, but I'm going to stop saying that this evening. I'm going to say I'm an ambassador diamond in training. And I'm so excited to be here with all of you. I was sharing with Marlena, wherever you are, Marlena, a little while ago, how surreal this is for me to be here. I am from Aliquippa. I went to Hopewell High School. Leanne Davidson is my cousin. I have another cousin in the room, Chrissy. Angie and I went to middle school together. In fact, she helped me through 7th grade art, which I'm quite sure would have failed had she not sat next to me. And we've been friends forever. We were flight attendants together, and we have a lot of funny stories to share with you later about that at the bar. And then Kristen Tankosh. I'm not even looking at her because I will cry, but it's a very interesting story, but our families go way, way, way back. And the fact that she is now one of my wonderful uplines and one of my dearest friends can bring me to tears right now. So, and the fact that Nick and I was just see, I knew I was going to do it. Darn it!
I can go by Nick. I'm cool with that.
Mike Patillo did it yesterday, didn't he? So it's okay. The fact that Nikki and Chris are here, I have to share this quick story. I was on a plane to conference, and I had gotten bumped all over the place, and I kind of befriended some wayward distributors, and we got bumped from flight to flight. And they didn't know that I had been listening to them talk, and I didn't mean to. But the planes, right? I didn't mean to, but the planes are so small, you kind of can't help it. And I was listening to them, and I thought, they've been in this longer than I have. The one had been in for 3 years, and they had absolutely no upline support. And so the fact that all of you are here within touching distance of Ambassador Diamonds, I mean, I know distributors. I have distributors across this country right now that would dig through a brick wall with their fingernail to have 2 seconds with these two. Yeah. So thank you so much. Just to tell you very quickly, since I have them and they have to listen, I have the mic. Nikki and I were best friends before she even knew I existed because Leanne Davidson is my cousin. She's in Aliquippa. I'm a new distributor. I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina, a little suburb by the name of Lake Wiley. Lori, you know where it is. And the amazing thing is I had all of these questions, and I was driving these gals nuts, but I can't call them at 3 o'clock in the morning. But you know what I can do? I can go online, and I was a stalker. And I went on the It's Working It More page, and I found the treasure trove of recordings. And when I tell you I listened to every single recording that you had, and sometimes several times, that's what got me through. Because when you don't know, you go find it. You don't have to have your uplines on speed dial. If you have a fire in your belly, you will get the answer you need. And when you don't know the answer, you just do it anyway. And I'll never forget, I'm listening to the call, and it's so funny you talked about your mirror, because she talked about getting those whys out, putting all that stuff on your mirror, and I too don't like stuff on my mirror. And so I did. I put all these sticky tabs up, and I took a picture, and I put it on Facebook, and she commented on it! From that moment on, I was like, this is it, I could do this. And then Chris Moore, I don't know if you remember this. I was having a very bad day. I don't know if any of you can relate. 12, 15 no's, a couple customer called. I'm just not seeing any results with these graphs. They just aren't doing enough. And just one of those days where it was just all negative, and I thought, why am I doing this again? And then Chris did a call. And he talked about your why. Why are you doing it? He said, I want everybody on this call right now to message me your why.
That was a bad idea, by the way.
Okay, Chris Moore said to message him. So I did, and I thought, he's never going to message me back. But I messaged him, but he hung up, and I was typing so fast, and I hit send. And I'm not kidding you, within 15 minutes later, I got a message back. And
you were the only one that sent one.
No. And I do believe his words were, "I've never seen a more detailed why." A more specific why. And when he said that, and just so I could tell you, you made me realize that there was a reason. I did have a specific why. I had a lot of reasons why it was okay that I had a bad day. And I went to bed and I got up the next day and I went back to work, and that is why you have to stay connected. And that is why having these two folks here is a dream come true. So thank you so much. Okay, so products. I'm here to talk about products and to introduce Chris, who's going to be very specific. I am not your typical distributor. I did not come to It Works through the wrap. I saw my cousin, she looked beautiful, and ironically, she was going through a really difficult time. And I thought, okay, I know she's having a really hard time, but she looks so good. And I had seen the wraps online. Angie was posting about the wraps, again, my friend, my cousin. And it wasn't that I wasn't interested, but we have life going on, right? Things come up, oh yeah, I'm gonna message them, oh, I'll see them. When I go home, I'll ask. Ironically, I was feeling very badly. My backstory is I spent 10 years really in the depths of hell. I don't know how else to describe that, but I was in hormone hell. I don't know if anybody here can even relate to that. Joke, yes, I know we can. I had thyroid issues and I had tried everything. Absolutely everything. I've been on every synthetic hormone, bioidentical hormone known to mankind. In fact, I've had so many hormones that they couldn't really give me anything else. I had several doctors tell me, we can't give you anything else in any other quantities that's going to make you, we've done everything. So they kind of washed their hands of me. And through the course of 10 years, my quality of life was almost zero. I had 4 kids who are very active. I have a husband who needs his wife to be active to keep up with the kids, and I couldn't do it. And it's really hard when you can't get out of bed, but you have to. And it's hard when you look in the mirror and you think, I'm not crying, and you think, I'm in there somewhere. Underneath the weight gain, underneath the hair that's falling out, underneath the dry skin, I'm in there and I'm going to find me. And for 10 years I looked, and at one point I was on 22 different supplements. And I prayed, I would pray all the time. In fact, oops, I did it. I broke them.
Let's stop the crying.
I did.
Is it?
You know, I used to do the weather. I swear. But they gave us little mics that I couldn't break. Anyhow, what was I saying? 22 supplements. In fact, I had waited 6 months to get in with this guru. He was going to be my savior. At least that's what his nurse said. And so I drove, it was 2 hours away, and we waited for 2 hours in the lobby. And then his nurse came in and said, I'm sorry, you're going to have to wait longer. You know those kind? They come in the white coats, and they almost come in on a white horse because they're so godlike. And he looked at me and he said, yeah, I can't help you. I can't help you. What? I waited all this time. 6 weeks later, I had a miscarriage. I didn't even know I was pregnant because they told me I'd never have any more kids. A year later, I had a bladder and uterine prolapse, and for those men in the room, I won't even share what that means, but it's not fun. I had to have my pelvic floor completely rebuilt, and I was 42 years old. And it was because of hormones fluctuating so violently. And I had gained and lost the same 25 and 30 pounds for 10 years, every year. And so when my cousin said to me, I said, what are you doing? And she said, it works. I'm like, oh yeah, it does. You look great. And she was gonna wrap me. It was just Christmas time, 2.5 years ago. Well, the next day we had a snowstorm because we were in Pittsburgh, right? And it snows. And she couldn't get there. The roads were terrible. And then my son got sick. One of my sons got stomach virus, and I had to bug out. Go back down to Charlotte. And I said, okay, I'm still really interested in this wrap stuff. So go to lunch, brunch with my girlfriends. And it's after New Year's now. Now, what do we all think about after Christmas? Losing weight, New Year's resolutions. Now, another part of my story is that my husband is self-employed, and his business is directly tied to the building industry, which of course had collapsed. At the same time that that happened, we were socked with a $30,000 medical doctor bill for my son, my oldest son, who has visual learning deficiencies. It is not covered in any insurance, it is 100% treatable. So when you have a son who once can read and then can't learn, you will pay anything to get him treated. So we did. We fought with Blue Cross and Blue Shield, and they said, no, I'm not paying. So we did. So we wrote that check right out of our savings, but it was okay because my husband had a good job. And then, I don't know how many weeks later, the market crashed, and so did his good job. It was not fun, and I vowed and I prayed, there has got to be something out there. There's got to be a reason that I'm going through all this. And it wasn't like, why me? It was, what am I to do with all of this information? So, flash forward, it's that January morning, I'm having breakfast with my friends, and I said, hey guys, this is gonna sound really nuts, because I had not rapped. I said, but there's this thing that you could put on, it's called a wrap. Didn't even finish the sentence and I sold 7. Okay, and my girlfriend sitting across from me said, I want 2. So I'm like, I think I might be onto something. But that wasn't even it. That didn't get me. The $10,000 bonus that they all got, that kind of was interesting to me, but still didn't get me. What got me is when I went on the website. And I was really praying still, because if I say to my husband, I have a solution to our problems. I'm gonna sell this thing that you put on your belly, and it'll make you skinny. He was just gonna divorce me, So, but he was watching me. And he too had been praying. I had to go back to work. I had tried, I'd interviewed for several jobs, took myself out of the interview process because I couldn't leave my kids. Nothing was gonna pay me enough. Couldn't cover the cost to afford to get 4 kids into, after school care, getting where they were going. But long story short, go on the website, pull up the video, start looking at products. And I came across the Estro Rhythm, which Leanne had mentioned to me. And I burst into tears. How many of you have pulled up the product, Estro Rhythm, and watched the video? Okay. There's a little German doctor that comes on, and in the first 2 sentences, he utters the words that I have been saying to every doctor for 10 years. And those words are, a woman's cycle isn't like this, it's like this. And modern medicine misses the mark because they try to get you like this. And when I tell you the Alleluia chorus was in my ears, I got down on my knees and thanked God. Because I knew I had found my calling. That's why this business is such a gift. On January 13th of 2012, 13. God gave me a gift wrapped in black, green, and bling in the form of It Works. And my life was forever changed in so many ways. And the fact that I'm standing here right now about to introduce Chris Moore to you is just an indication of how powerful this thing called It Works is. So please, there are lots of people like me, and the wrap is fantastic. And I love it, and I do it every week as often as I can. But there's so many people that like me. There's millions of us whose doctors just wash their hands. And we have something that will help them. And even if they don't jump on right away, they will watch and they will listen, and you have the opportunity, we do, to go out and change lives. And we are hope givers. I know Nikki had said that last night, we are hope givers. So with that, Mr. Chris Moore.